Hey guys, we are now live. Welcome to the second Eagles Roundtable, and I'm really excited for this one, guys. But first, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, subscribe to all of my guys right here in the comments in the description below. They're very talented, very knowledgeable, except for Tyler. But I'm just saying that right there.
I've read over here from another live stream, and this is how I get treated.
Bro, I love you, man. I love you. So, Tyler, let's start with you. Introduce yourself and just describe.
So, as you can tell by my name here, my name is Tyler Schlen Dorn. Okay, that's why it's there.
I was gonna ask you why.
And I do sports content. I like to focus more on the Eagles side of things, but I'll focus on sports in general. And I am a better gamer than Mitchell.
Okay, we can do this all night. I swear, we call each other just to roast each other every time.
That's what we do.
All right, Uncensored, you go.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Eagles Uncensored. I am aka Eagles, and I am the host of the Eagles Uncensored podcast. Only talk Eagles football. I do talk other sports, and I do talk about other teams, but mainly Eagles. If you like talking Eagles football, please stop by, give a like and a subscribe. And after the first 100 subscribers, I'm having a drawing for a salute to service military jersey, Jalen Hurts. So, let's get to 100 subs here, and I'll get that out to a winner. So, thank you.
All right, JC.
Yo, this is your boy JC from JC EaglesTalk. Hey, listen, if you don't know who I am, you will know by the end of this show. All right. So, hey, I only been on here for a few months, but trust me, I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm from South Jersey. I grew up there, right across this bridge from Philly, and you are in for a special treat. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please please subscribe. And help your boy get that 200 sub. Last week, I hit a milestone and got my 100 sub, and I appreciate everybody for that. And next milestone is 200. So let's get it going.
There you go. And Tone, last but not least.
What's good? What's good, everybody? This is your guy, Tone DeShields II. And I'm from Chalk It Up, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. You guys born and raised in North Philly. I love my Philadelphia Eagles. I love my Philadelphia 76ers. And I just love their approach to the game, love their approach, everything that I do with love, a humble attitude, and just trying to spread positivity and just trying to get spicy. You know what I'm saying? Because I love the Philly sports scene, because the Philadelphia sports scene is one of the more unique ones, one of the more radioactive sports scenes when it comes to just pure fandom, how we hold our teams down, how we hold our teams to the fire. And I think this fan base, I think this conglomerate of content creators outside of just us, I think we're some of the best in the business. And I really live and die by my Philadelphia Eagles, my Philadelphia 76ers, my Flyers, my Phillies, my Union, my Temple Owls. I live and die by the city, man. And the dope thing about all of it is that you get to come across dope creators like you guys as well, man. And this is going to be exciting. It's going to be a dope live stream, and let's get it.
Can I get a big rip for the Philadelphia Soul?
The Philadelphia Soul. What happened to the Philadelphia Soul, actually? I thought
well, it's not so much what happened to them. It's more what happened to the Arena Football League in general.
I thought you were going to say the Philadelphia Phantoms or something.
I don't know if they moved or not, but I know the Arena Football League is dead now, so big rip.
Yeah, and so is hopefully the XFL comes back now that The Rock owns it.
Yeah, that is quite a power change.
All right, so thank you to everyone in the chat. Come and hang out with us. Philly Jim can't make it. Something came up, but he's still in the thumbnail. He's with us. So Philly Jim, the next time I'm going to have a thumbnail in a couple of weeks. Or not a thumbnail, a round table in a couple of weeks. And you're in it, dude. I'm going to try to do these round tables where I'm going to get different content creators on to explain in there. To go with the first question here. So, how did you become an Eagles fan, and who are your favorite Eagles of all time? one of your favorite Eagles players of all time. So we can get a little background information about each content creator and just go. So Tyler, why don't you start?
Oh boy, put me right on the spot. All right. Gosh, just talked about an hour ago about why I became an Eagles fan. Now I get to talk about how. So, no, my father, he's a diehard Eagles fan, has been since I was little, so that rubbed off on me and eventually became my favorite team. No, but when I was little, I was never that into football until I got to about middle school, early high school, and then I started to get more involved into it. As for my favorite Eagle of all time, I'm going to go with my dad's favorite as well because he's still I feel one of the most underappreciated players of all time. I'm going with Brian Westbrook, good old 36.
Okay. I respect that.
Absolute machine, both in the running game and the passing game. And you know what? I always have mad respect for him.
What is up, from sports and Uncensored? Favorite Eagle, and how did you become an Eagles fan?
Man, I've been an Eagles fan as far back as I can remember, honestly. Probably 2 or 3 years old, man. But definitely my favorites of all time, and what got me to be an Eagles fan is Randall Cunningham, for sure, hands down. Harold Carmichael, Reggie White. Then you go to the later years, and you got Brian Dawkins, McNabb. I love T.O., Brian Westbrook. Yeah, dude, just all of them, man. We have so many legends on this team, and it's really hard to choose, but I'd have to say, the original reason why I became an Eagles fan is definitely because of Randall Cunningham, for sure.
Okay. JC.
All right. So I became an Eagles fan a long time ago. First of all, I'm a PK, right? So every Sunday I was in church.
Oh.
And I can't even say I watched Randall Cunningham play because I was in church, okay? But as I got older and stuff like that, I started, staying home a little bit. And my favorite Eagle is Donovan McNabb. He actually was the first black quarterback that I've seen play for the Philadelphia Eagles. And he did so much with so little. As you know, we never had a bona fide wide receiver until T.O. Man, we had Todd Pixton, Freddie Mitchell, James Thrash. Those are the type of receivers that we had. And
Chad Lewis.
Yep, Chad Lewis. So, but some way, somehow, we managed to make it to full NFC championship with McNabb and those cats. So I have a lot of respect for McNabb. Yes, he got a lot of criticism because he couldn't win the big game, but yeah, that's my favorite Eagle of all time, and Brian Westbrook second. So,
all right, and Tone.
Yeah, so for me, like Uncensored, I've been an Eagles fan for as long as I can remember. I'm only 26, so from what I can from what I can remember vividly, I can remember the McNabb era vividly, and that was just that era was unique to me because we always got so high, but then we always fell so hard, and I've just always been in love with everything about us, like down to the way we play. I've always been a huge fan of our classic defensive coordinator, Jim Johnson. He's legendary to me. Will forever be immortalized in Eagles lore. In my opinion, not appreciated enough for the defensive mind that he is. And I just always been in love with our colors, that black and midnight green. Like, how can you beat it? You know what I'm saying? How can you beat it? And it's just the Philadelphia Eagles have always been a passion thing for me. They've always moved the needle for me emotionally, mentally, and I just felt like being an Eagles fan is more than just being a fan of being a fan of a sports team. It's about what this organization means to this city goes beyond just sports. It's a way of life. It's the blue collar attitude. It's how we get it from the muscle. You know what I'm saying? And that's why one of my favorite players, two of my favorite players in all-time Eagles history, just from my experience, they are Brian Dawkins and Trent Cole. Those two guys, in my opinion, are two of the people, not the only, but two of the most important peoples in Eagles history when it comes to the defense and just in general because of the passion they provided, the impact plays they had. how they were able to always maintain the pulse of their team. When you think about Brian Dawkins, just the energy he would always bring to every snap, every game, battling through his his anxiety, his depression, battling through those things, not being a highly drafted guy. Same thing with Trent Cole, not being the highest drafted guy, but these guys just bring so much to the game, so much moxie, so much grit, so much just resistance. And I will never forget the story that Tikio Spikes told one day about Brian Dawkins, where he literally said to this man, because I think they got beat for a pass or something like that, for what they got beat or whatever, for one pass or whatever it was. And Brian Dawkins with the TKO, like, yo, like, I'm about to take his soul. He said, TKO Spikes was like, wait, what? So they try to go deep again. And then B-Dog just hawked them down and just decapitated them. And he hit him. He said, "Oh my God, hallelujah!" Spikes is like, "Oh, I need that. I need to know what I need something that B-Dog is on." You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you just think about Brian Dawkins and everything he meant for the city, it broke my heart when we gave him away to the Denver Broncos, and he made the Pro Bowl the same season. It was just like, how can we be so idiotic, man? But Brian Dawkins, Trent Cole, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't beat those guys, man. Those guys are forever immortalized, in my opinion.
All right. As for me, but first, guys, we just hit 9 likes in 11 minutes, which is just insane to me. So thank you to everyone. Smash that like button. Let's get that up. Come on. So for me, I'm just like you guys. My family were just Eagles fans, and I was just brought into it, and it's as simple as that. But I remember this one time I was at my family's house, or my uncle's house, and we were watching Eagles versus the Cowboys. And whenever the Cowboys even touched the ball, my uncle, my dad would boo the hell out of it. And I was like, okay, that's how I'm going to hate the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm like, there you go. An Eagles fan, I hate the Cowboys. So,
no, for real.
Yeah. So for my favorite player of all time, Donovan McNabb and Freddie Mitchell. Freddie Mitchell, and I'm going to explain you guys
4th and 20.
4th and 26, I was there. I was freaking there. So I'm like, that's it. Boom, done. Freddie Mitchell, but Donovan McNabb, because I just love the quarterback. I just love the way he played the game, the running, the throwing and stuff. And when I was really young, I would have like my AIM account, Eagles MK5. I would have that. It's like every scene name possible, and because McNabb 5, easy as that. But yeah, McNabb and Fred X. There you go. There you go. Love that. And for the next question, actually, we signed Nick Mullins, right? We can all talk about that. Can he beat Joe Flacco out of the second spot? As for me, I'm saying no. Hell to the no. Because isn't he like one of the most inaccurate passers last year? And sure, he started for the Niners, but people tell me like they're injury prone or whatever. But I'm like, you can say that about any team. So for me, you got to go with Joe Flacco. The experience, the knowledge. And my dad even said he might even beat out Jalen Hurts like in the 6th or 7th week. So you don't know with Joe Flacco and Nick Mullins. I don't see him. So KC, let's start with you. Do you think that Joe Flacco or Nick Mullins will beat out Joe Flacco?
Yay and no. I mean, it depends. Like, it depends who you want backing up Jalen Hurts. Joe Flacco is not mobile at all. Not one single ounce of him say, hey, I'm a mobile quarterback and I could get away from the rushes. Nick Mullins have a little something in him. May have a little bit of speed. But as far as the backup position, I feel like if I want to go with a guy that remind me of Nick Foles, it's got to be Joe Flacco. All right. Yes, we're going to have to change the game plan, for his strengths and weaknesses. But I feel like as far as Nick Mullins, he's so erratic. Like, he don't think before he throws. As soon as he's under pressure, he's looking to get rid of the ball. So see, man, that's why I say yes and no. But man, it's a hard question. I don't want to see him as a second quarterback, but we may not have an option if he beats out Joe Flacco. So that's where I'm going with that one.
Okay. Tyler, what do you think?
Yeah, so I'm gonna follow suit so far. I'm gonna say it's a big old no. It's he's actually played 2 years. His actual rookie year back in 2018 and this past year. Both times he played and started 8 games. And his first year he got 3 wins, his second one 2. And both years he had double-digit interceptions in about 8 games started.
Jeez.
It's one of those things where I look at that and I also look at how he played and I go, I can't see it. I just cannot see it myself, especially when you have the reliable passer in Joe Flacco. Yes, he's an albatross. He can't run. So if he ever were to have to start, it would have to be a completely different offense. It would probably be looking a little bit more old school New England style, would be a lot more running and then doing shorter passes, trying to do some little paper cuts to the defense that way. But it's Nick Mullins, he's too erratic with the ball, as already stated earlier. And it just seems like times he just doesn't handle it well at all. Like he can't handle pressure well. And it just feels like he has an arm of a cannon, but there's no point in having that arm of a cannon if you're just going to throw it and it gets intercepted and then return for like 20 yards. And that was like one of the biggest problems with Josh Allen, early on, is that he had a big arm, but he couldn't find anyone. If Nick Mullins can improve that accuracy problem, we can talk then. But as things are standing right now, I can't see him being that quarterback number 2.
All right. Tone, what do you think?
For me, I think the only thing Nick Mullins can really hang his hat on above Joe Flacco is his pure athleticism. That's really about it, and the fact that he has age on his side. Now, Joe Flacco, on the other hand, age works for him in a different way. He has the experience. He has that Super Bowl caliber mindset, if you will. But as far as from a reliability standpoint, and if things go south, if God forbid Jalen Hurts was to get hurt, I would feel more comfortable with Joe Flacco being on the field than Nick Mullins because of some of the things you guys have already said. He's very erratic. Now, from an accuracy perspective, they're both, when you think about their past 3 seasons, well, Nick Mullins didn't really have a second season, but from comparing Nick Mullins' first and third season, he threw the ball about the same, 64%. Played in the same amount of games. He had a 64% completion percentage for the most part in those 2 seasons. Whereas though when you think about Joe Flacco, his most recent season, he threw 55%. He completed 55% of his passes. Not accurate in any capacity. Granted, only played 4 games, but he lost all 4. And then the season before that, he threw 65%. Season prior to that, 61%. So from an accuracy perspective, I don't see who's necessarily better per se. But just from a pure experience perspective, I feel like Joe Flacco will beat him out just based off of that because he's seen more defenses than Nick Mullins can ever dream about. So I think that's the one thing Joe Flacco will have over Nick Mullins moving, into training camp and, vying for that second string quarterback spot.
Okay, and Uncensored, but real quick, before he actually says this, I just gotta say, when I was on his stream, he said I look like Doogie Howser. And I just want to say that because I know you're gonna bring that up at some point. So I'm like,
I honestly wasn't gonna say shit. You just cast yourself out, man.
I don't care.
Outed himself.
I don't
I
care.
knew
I
if
like
Mitchell was imposter, guys. Vote him out. Vote him out.
All right, Uncensored, what do you think? Nick Mullins?
Listen, man, I'm not choosing either. All right? If Jalen Hurts gets injured, we're fucked. It don't matter who's
You ain't got no choice right now.
It don't matter who's
right now.
Because here's the thing.
There is a gun to your head. You will say yes or no.
That's it. Hey, 2 options. You got to answer. You have to answer the question. Answer the question.
You're fucking away. Come on.
Guys,
I mean,
light this up for that. Come on.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this, man. You either got Joe Flacco, like Tone made so many points y'all have so far. You got Joe Flacco who can't scramble to save his life, and you got Nick Mullins with inaccuracy issues. You know, I mean, let's all be honest. Without Jalen Hurts, we're fucked, dude. So I'm not picking one. I'm sorry, I'm not.
You have to pick
I'm
one.
going.
You know what?
All right.
Uncensored, I respect it.
I
respect Uncensored, though. You know what? I respect Uncensored for not even wanting to put that energy in the air about Jalen Hurts getting hurt. I respect that. I definitely respect that for sure.
Now, listen, if you want me to go with one, I'm going with Mullins just strictly because of his age and athleticism.
Okay.
And you know what? Joe Flacco's only won, 2 games in the last 2 years? 4 games in the last 2 years?
I can actually
That's
find
not
that
that
out for
great.
you 1 second.
You know, I mean, like, he hasn't done much either. And
Exactly,
you know,
2 games in the past 2 years.
Yep, only 2 games in the past 2 years, only 6 games in the past 3.
So the way I look at it is these coaches are young. We brought them in here to teach. If anybody can get Nick Mullins' accuracy up to be even competitive, it's going to be these guys. So I got to go with Nick Mullins in this sense because I just fucking hate Joe Flacco to begin with. So, I mean, I got to go with Nick, man. Age over experience. I mean, honestly.
Okay. I respect everything. So for the next question, this one's going to be a little bit emotional. All right. Zach Ertz. Will he be cut or traded before training camp?
Well, I guess I'll start it off, you know, because it seems like we all are afraid to jump into this one. But
yo, shout out to Philly Notion. Philly Notion. He gave me permission. It was on his stream. He gave me permission to use this. So shout out to him.
Shout out to Philly Notion. It's my guy. Shout out to Philly Notion holding it down in Texas, holding it down in Dallas. I'm holding it down. So shout out to my man. But will Zach Ertz be cut or traded before training camp? Knowing Howie Roseman, he's not going to let that man walk for nothing. So he's going to trade him. Now, for what? That remains to be seen. I hear that there is something in the works with Buffalo. It's nothing set in stone yet, but I believe he will be traded before he's cut because I just can't imagine Howie Roseman allowing it to go for this long and then all of a sudden, you know what? We're just going to cut him. I just don't see that happening. I actually think what he's doing, kind of, and you guys can jump in at any point after this. I feel like he's actually waiting for teams to sort of go through their training camp, and he's kind of waiting for a situation where a team loses one of their tight ends or one of their starting tight ends, maybe the injury, whatever it may be, and he says, you know what? Hey, I got somebody you may need. I think he's waiting for a situation where he can fleece a team.
He is. Yeah, I feel like he is. But another team that been thrown into the mix is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Because of Tim Tebow, the Tennessee Titans. But the Jags need a reliable tight end for Trevor Lawrence.
Wait. But they have one. His name's Tim Tebow.
Who?
Yeah, how could you? Tim Tebow has the best hand of any tight end ever seen, my dude.
And that's why we will trade Zach Ertz to the Jags.
You're right. We need the GOAT here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, because just for the fact you trying to change Tim Tebow from quarterback to tight end is not his regular position. And it's been rumored, the coaches in place he looked kind of awkward, abnormal in this position. So lately, the steam been picking up Zach Ertz to Jacksonville. I would like him to go to Jacksonville. He's not in the NFC. He's no threat to us. We play maybe once every 4 years. With Trevor Lawrence, with Zach Ertz is still a top 10 tight end. But in my opinion, he's still up there. Last year was just a shell of himself. He was upset. He didn't want to get hurt. And of course, we see it with every sport, James Harden. He kind of he didn't even care when he was in Houston anymore because he just wanted out. And then once he got to the Brooklyn Nets, which is my team, they're playing tonight, by the way. We're about to end it. So once he got to Brooklyn, he became a whole new player. So I feel like if Zach Ertz go to Jacksonville, and we could get something for him because they want a reliable tight end. So I think that we could fleece the Jags for a 4th round pick. I would not give Zach Ertz away for no less than 4th round pick. I know Mitch, they're talking about, some bubble gum and some teddy bears and stuff like that. No. I will hold on to him. You know why? Because teams start getting desperate. Like the closer we get to the season, people start getting hurt and teams really start seeing their roster. Teams start getting desperate. And you could fleece somebody for a 4th round pick. Like let's go from there. 4th round pick, Jacksonville. You heard it here first. Let's go.
All right. Uncensored.
I agree, man, 100%. You got to get something for him. Even if it is a 4th, it is what it is. I just feel at this point we're just kind of hitting the Carson Wentz status without the drama. I kind of want this just to be over, because this has just lingered on for so long. Like I said, without the drama part, that's been nice, but it's like we got to do something, because we got to know who's going to be in our locker room and who's not going to be, so these guys can start forming, relationships and stuff. And, that just kind of puts a tie in that tight end locker room a little bit, so I hate to see him go. Don't get me wrong, but I understand. I completely 100% understand it. It's going to be a big loss to a lot of us diehard fans, to anyone who loves the Eagles. But, it's one that was going to come eventually anyway. So, but I just hope it doesn't linger on, because it's starting to get old. I just want it to move on so we can move on,
And I feel you, Uncensored. Just to pick your brain real quick.
Yeah.
Do you feel that we held on to him maybe a year or two too long?
Yep. And in all honesty, man, at the point we're at right now, if you can't get what you want for him, it's like JC said, you hold on to him because eventually there's going to be an injury. You're going to get something for him. What if Kelsey goes down? What if somebody's going to need him? And in desperate times call for desperate measures. You might be able to get a 2nd or 3rd from him. It just all depends. So, but at this time, if you can't get what you want for him, make him start playing the season. If he wants out, he'll get out. But also if he starts playing and he balls out, his trade value goes up. That can only help us more. So that's the way I look at it, man.
Tyler, I know how this makes you feel. We talked about this behind the scenes multiple times.
Yeah,
but
if it's between the two, it's going to be a trade, but I'm going to actually say a different team.
okay.
I think that there's a chance he could go to the Saints.
Wow.
The Saints don't have Jared Cook anymore. They have, I think his name's Truman right now. And Truman's never had the workload of a tight end number 1. He's had very limited targets himself. And if any team is going to give us the haul that I think we truly want, I think it would be the Saints, since they could use another good.
But the Saints got Hill, though, right?
No.
The Saints got Hill. Like, there's 2 Hills on the Saints. There's a quarterback and there's a tight end Hill.
Do they have?
And also, real quick, Tyler, I need to get your thing on this. The Saints, their cap space issue. What do you do to free up that cap space to get Ertz? Because you're going to have to get rid of somebody or trade somebody or even give us someone. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, I liked it, but
it's a hard thing to do, because especially with the cap situation right now, like just even trying to trade players at this point right now is just hard to do with how bad our cap situation has been.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to think, because I know I even said that when we were talking just the other day, that if I had to give up an extra player out of everyone else to try and make more room, I think I said it would be Brooks, just because the fact he's coming off of back-to-back seasons of injuries. And while he is still one of the best linemen in the league, in my honest opinion, I do think he'll make a comeback season. We do have younger core that could fill into his place. I think they would still play well. And if Brooks does get injured again, then for the other team, going to a different team, then you know what? You save cap, and you also got yourself, good holdback in return. or worse comes to worse, he still plays up to his potential, in which case the city of Philadelphia will still be happy because you know what? They love Brooks no matter what. But that really hurts me even saying that because I do feel like out of all the linemen we have, I feel he would be the most expendable of them all. That would have any value at all.
Question: did you guys see Brandon Brooks' press conference at all? Did you guys see it?
Yeah,
No.
I saw it.
I did not.
Oh,
Yeah,
if you see it, it might change your mind.
No, don't get me wrong. Like, I absolutely still love the like.
No, I know you do. I'm just poking a little bit, but what I'm trying to get to is like, I'm watching his press conference, right?
Mhm.
And there's a different air about this man than I've ever seen before.
Yeah.
There was a different energy, now. Of course, sure, your mindset don't affect the injury bug. It is what it is.
He's hearing the words,
But-
he's hearing the rumors.
But the way he was responding to the questions, something that I keyed in on specifically was he mentioned every single injury he got, and specifically he brought up the last Achilles injury. He said, "I tore my Achilles, and when I came back, I was the best."
Yeah.
So what makes you think I can't do it again?
it was a cocky arrogance, but it was a good arrogance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's that good arrogance you want off your linemen. That I will still dominate because that's what I do. And that's why I love Brooks, is because nothing keeps the guy down.
And the thing is, he proved it. It wasn't like he just said it and it was empty.
Mm-hmm.
It was empty confidence.
Mm-hmm.
It actually was. He actually was the best. It was
Yeah,
wild. It was
I have
wild.
no doubt in his abilities at all to play. It's just if you can't keep the guy on the field, like that's the biggest worry for me right now is being able to keep him on the field. As much as I love the guy, as much as he can dominate, if he can't stay healthy and he can't stay on the field, then unfortunately goes to waste at that point.
I mean, Lane Johnson is saying the exact same thing. In that whole tweet, fee FIFO, for all that ranking stuff. I'm telling you, the Philadelphia Eagle offensive line is out to prove people wrong.
Oh, it's amazing still.
There are about to be the hunters. Like, we are going hunting. Like, period.
Man, honestly,
to
be honest, man, that's why I laugh every time people say, like, we're only winning 6 games. It's like, if you only knew. If you only knew.
We won 4 last year, and I don't even know how. But this, look, if we could win 4 games last year, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Like last season, honestly, our O-line was definitely nowhere near as big a problem. Like JP was a problem.
JP was definitely a problem.
JP was a huge problem, but besides that, the O-line honestly held up really well considering all the injuries they had.
Well, besides that one guy that we signed before the Ravens game that was fixing his glove.
Jamal Brown.
Jamal Brown. He was fixing his glove, and Carson went over there like this, like hell, he's over here fixing.
I have a question for you guys, though. Now, last year was one of the most injury-riddled seasons I've ever experienced as an Eagles fan. I've never seen or dealt with anything like that before. But when you think about the entire Doug Peterson era, it seems like it was one of the more injury-riddled eras we've dealt with. Now, that begs the question, what were they doing or what weren't they doing? Now, I don't know if guys were lollygagging in practice and they weren't taking conditioning serious enough, but my thing is there were so many injuries during this Doug Peterson regime.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't see it happening that way again.
Yeah,
I just can't imagine that, especially given the fact that Nick Sirianni and all these coaches, this entirely new coaching staff, pretty much the only familiar faces is Aaron Moorhead and Jeff Stoutland, but everybody else is pretty much fairly new to this roster. I feel like they're going to have these guys way more physically prepared than ever before, because one of the things Nick Sirianni said when I think OTAs was over, he said, "Be prepared to come back in the best physical shape of your life." And it just seems that Nick Sirianni his attention to detail is so rampant. He's not going to allow guys to eat ice cream or just settle for mediocrity during practice or just lollygag
he's going to challenge them to rock, paper, scissors.
Like, think about it. And in all fairness, I think that rock, paper, scissors narrative is being a bit overblown. But
exactly,
it was.
But I just said that to be funny.
But to each his own. It was comical in a sense. But I definitely feel that Doug Peterson he allowed these guys to lollygag, and when you lollygag, that's how you get hurt. And I feel like there was often times where, like for example, Zach Ertz. he was playing. Now, when you play not to get hurt, that's when you get hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
So I just feel there's going to be a different approach to conditioning, preparation, technique. Another reason why you get hurt is not having proper technique. Think about when you lift weights. When you don't lift weights properly, they always say when you lift weights, it's all about form. It's all about technique.
I know that was a big
Technique
issue
over
happening this
strength,
offseason with a couple of players that like tearing muscles and such because they were exercising, doing it offside, and I'm guessing they weren't either doing too much or they're doing wrong forms and potentially ended their entire NFL careers because of it.
Exactly. And think about this point in season. And then, Mitch, I'll let you do your thing. Sorry, man. But it's so many things in my mind.
Good. I'm just chilling.
When you think about this point in the offseason last year, we had so many injuries. At this point, it was people that was going into surgery, coming off surgery. It just seemed like there was one thing after another. I expect something different from this Eagles team. I actually expect us to be more healthy than we ever been. I'm banking on it.
I think.
I'll book it.
Yeah, last year there was just a serious conditioning issue. I'm not exactly certain where to put fault at. I don't know if it's from the trainers, if it's some coaching, knowing that there was, minor injuries happening in practice, a couple days before the game, and then forced the players to play through it. Like, I ain't got no clue about what was the main cause behind it. Well, we know it could have just been super bad luck, but it's one of those things where if it happens again, it's a trend, and that means it's something within the organization that's causing it. And again, that could be anywhere from the trainers, could be misuse of, your players and such like that. But I definitely do think if it happens again, there's something that needs to be fixed in that back office.
But see, I also heard that the Eagles went back to hitting, like when no other team was really hitting with pads throughout training camp also. So maybe that wear and tear from trying to be the most physical team, even the year we won the Super Bowl, we started hitting that off season. Like the Doug Peterson wanted to bring the Andy Reid vibe back. So we went back to being physical, hitting, and I think that over a course of a season, the wear and tear hit your body, and then that's how people start getting hurt. But some of the injuries were fluke accident though, like Carson Wentz diving into the end zone, and then two guys just
completely crushing his legs like that.
Yeah, Darren Sproles like catching a fair catch punt, and then he get laid out like he get bent backwards. So it wasn't just like soft tissue injuries. Yeah, there were some real major injuries that these guys was getting hit and getting injured. So I mean, hey, only time will tell. But I can't wait for this season, and let's see what happens.
Yeah. There's a reason this doesn't surprise me about Doug and his coaching staff, because there's two types of coaches in the world. All right, you're going to have your players coach, and then literally your coach, the one who makes you work and puts in the time and makes you better. Doug was definitely a player's coach. He wanted his players to like him. He wanted to not piss anyone off. He didn't like controversy, and that's okay if you have the right guys under you to kind of equal it all out. But it didn't seem like we had that. So you had a lot of moving pieces and a lot of people being lazy because they knew they could get away with it. You're not going to get that under Nick.
But it did work out though. Like it did work out. Besides the 2015 season, we made it to 3 straight playoffs with Doug. So I mean, it kind of worked out.
It does, and that's why I said it does work out, but eventually it's going to crumble too. Yeah. And we saw that, So, because eventually people start taking advantage of it. It's just like at work. When you can start getting away with certain things at work, like having drinks on the floor, having your cell phone, people push it a little further.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I bring my Eagles cup and be like, this is coffee.
And here's another reason that I sit there and think, that it's going to be different, because when you look at it, Doug's staff was not young to a point. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm a visual learner. Like, you show me something one time, it pretty much sticks with me. And I mentioned this on the other night when I was with Tyler. This new coaching staff is young. They can actually get on the field, and when these guys are messing up their routes, they can literally line up, run it right, show them, and teach them. We didn't have that with the old coaching staff.
Bingo.
And when you sit there and you're trying to teach somebody verbally and they're not understanding it, that can be really stressful, and it could be stressful for the coach and the player, so this year's going to be different just because of that. When you can visually show somebody what to do, that changes the whole aspect of the team. So
to your point, Uncensored, Jalen Reagor mentioned that in one of the press conference meetings. He said one of the biggest things I love about this staff is they're not just telling us, oh, do this, do that, and then we got to put it together ourselves. They're literally telling me to do something, telling me why I need to do it, and telling me how it's going to make me successful.
Yes, sir.
That's leadership I can get behind. It's nothing worse than blind leadership. Nothing worse than blind leadership.
Another thing I do want to mention as well is that this is actual Nick Sirianni's staff. Like, this is his custom-made, tailored staff. If you remember in the 2017 documentary, Doug was talking that he came into the team and decided to keep all the past coaches from Chip Kelly. So it wasn't his true staff. That was what he was left over from Chip, and he made it work with that.
Yeah, was that his decision, or was that now?
That was his decision. That was 100% his decision to do that.
Okay, so that's why you said that. I'm glad you said that. Because a lot of people say Doug didn't pick his staff and he never had no say so. He did at one point.
No, he did. He even said he did. He said he had the opportunity.
But and another thing I want to bring up too, man, is everybody wants to talk about the Jalen Hurts effect. Yeah, love it, But what did Jalen Hurts say about Devontae Smith? He is me. His personality, everything is him. So therefore, you got to add in the Devontae Smith effect. Like for instance, we've never had a wide receiver who was a Heisman winner ever. This is our first one. If you think for 1 minute that these kids in this locker room are not watching everything this man does and emulates it to try and get better, they're retarded. Like, no lie. You have to watch this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is a Heisman winner, which means he knows exactly what the hell he's doing. So these guys are watching him and learning from him as well. And that's going to affect the whole wide receiver core as well. Because I'll tell you what, if Reagor and Fulgham can just get half good at running routes as Reagor is, dude, good luck trying to stop all three of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
So you got to look at that too.
All right. So we went off a little of a
tangent.
My bad.
Yeah.
We love talking the Eagles, man. We love talking our Eagles. And we're passionate, man. Once we start talking the Eagles, time flies.
Yep. Exactly.
Just like the Eagles do, because they fly.
Eagles fly.
Okay. All right. Next question. Since training camp is coming, right? Training camp is almost here, and we're all about competition, as Nick Sirianni said. What's your favorite competition? Like, is it the O-line? Is it the wide receivers? Is it the cornerbacks? Is it the quarterback?
That's a very good question, man.
Very good question.
Shout out to Philly Notion. Shout out to Philly Notion.
Yeah, I'm going to take this lead first, man, if you don't mind.
Go for it. I was going to have you go first.
It's definitely this wide receiver core. I think we all know how our secondary stands, other than CB2. I think we all know how our linebackers stand, defensive line, offensive line. This wide receiver core is going to be the fun one to watch. They're all young. No one's over 25. It's just going to be an all-out battle, man. And it's going to be excellent to watch.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
To maybe, because you're right, Uncensored. That's going to be, I think, the most entertaining, the most fun to watch. I think that's going to be the most glaring one to watch as well. But I'm very, very intrigued by the Jordan Mailata, Andre Dillard competition.
Yeah, for sure, that one.
I'm very intrigued by that because they're both operating from these unique standpoints. Andre Dillard's operating from a perspective of not really being put in the best positions to succeed.
Appreciate that.
And dealing with injuries. Whereas the Jordan Mailata is operating from a space of, hey, I have no idea what this game is. I'm learning it, and I have been put in every position to succeed. So, and let's just be honest, Jordan Mailata is much more of a physical specimen than Andre Dillard, by far.
Oh, yeah.
But
100%.
I think that's the matchup. That's the competition I'm mostly intrigued by because I want to see just how far Jordan Mailata has developed, and I also want to see just how much Andre Dillard has matured.
Mhm.
It's going to be interesting.
Now, do you know why the only reason I did not pick that one? And I told Tyler this Tuesday night. Jordan Mailata has been playing football for 5 years. Dillard has been playing his whole life.
Right.
And Mailata is already as good, if not a little better than Dillard in my eyes. So therefore, that is why I can't say that's the best one, because in my eyes, Dillard or Mailata should be over Dillard just because of how less experience he has and how good he is already. So that's why I did not choose that one.
Yeah.
We have Philly Talk. Tyler, go.
Well, first of all, shout out to Philly Talk Podcast. Welcome to the live stream, bro. Taking Mitchell's lines now on his live stream because that's what I do. But you know what? I'm also going to say the same thing. I'm going to say the O-line, because I think there's just a great mixture there between, you got your grizzled veterans and a nice young core behind it. I'm curious to see, where they're going to put their younger players and how many of them are going to get the starting positions and where they put them. There's also competition between Mailata and Dillard. You got Landon Dickerson, who I feel is the most versatile O-lineman in football right now. You could literally play him anywhere on the line, he'll succeed. It's just every single player I feel on that O-line has a chance to potentially be the starter. And I'm curious to see how it winds up.
All right. So, look, I'm kind of nervous, all right, because this is going to be Dillard third year, right? Because we drafted him in the second round like 3 years ago.
I think it was a first round pick.
Oh, he was a first round pick, right?
Yeah, first round, yep.
All right,
First round 2017.
Yeah.
Wow,
so
this is actually going to be his fourth year?
I think this is a senior year, and then we should have our fifth year option on him.
But see, and that's why I'm nervous because, like before, I say who I think is the most competition part. Because if we give Mailata the position, is Dillard going to move on after that? Because he's sour, he's mad. So once again, we're going to be in a Zach Ertz situation.
Well, I think it's a little different because Andre Dillard hasn't done nothing in his NFL for him to even command anything.
That's true.
But to your point though, I do feel like if anything, Andre Dillard should be open to being flexible in that O-line. He should be open if he does get beat out. That shouldn't discourage you, my brother, at all. Because let's be honest, Isaac Samalu he's a bad stretch of games away from being benched. He's good. He's good at run blocking, but pass protection, he's been suspect his entire career. He's a serviceable left guard. So I know the offensive line position isn't just like a Lego set where you could just plug and play guys. It's not that simple. There's a different set of technique and skill set from left tackle to left guard and movement and footwork. But I believe if Andre Dillard gets beat out for that left tackle spot, he should be open to fighting for that left guard spot. My thing with Andre Dillard is show that you want it. That's my big. Show that you want it. Show that level of grit and tenacity, which is what people think you lacked all your career because of every time you were put in a situation you kind of wilted. Just show that you're gritty, you want it, and you're in any position. I'm here for it.
Now, here's my only concern about that, and what you were saying, Tone, about his versatility. I'm pretty sure he is our only lineman who is not versatile. Okay, and that is a concern. All right. Now, if you want him to move the left guard, I'm all for that. But you have to understand, too, it's going to take Stoutland about a year to teach this kid how to play left guard. So he will not be available this year. Sure. You already have Jack Driscoll and Herbig, who are really, really good linemen who are only going to get
I love Jack Driscoll and Herbig. I love those two guys. And I'm not opposed to trading Dillard either. If he gets beat out, I'm not opposed to trading him, not one bit.
Yeah, no. We need all the help we can get depth-wise, so I understand that. But the point is, though, it's going to take him time to learn a left guard spot because he hasn't played there before. So, and honestly, where you were going with the Sam Malu thing, he needs to watch out because Dickerson will take that from him very fast. Like,
Nah, we need Dickerson at center, man. Hey,
not this year, though. Not this year, though. Not this year. That's what I'm saying. Not this year. He'll move
no.
next
Well,
year.
not this
I'm
year.
saying for this year. I mean, if he can prove that he can handle that left guard this year until he moves to center next year, why not use him? I mean,
that begs the question. That begs the question. Now, I'm glad you brought up Landon Dickerson. That begs the question: Would you guys play him this year? I'm of the thought.
Like,
no.
just in general, or at
only
the
if he's healthy. Only healthy.
Okay, I can definitely respect that, Uncensored. I guess for me, I'm looking at it like, okay, you came off that. Was it his ACL or was it his Achilles?
ACL.
Yeah.
You came off an ACL tear this past your past collegiate season, and I just want to make sure you're fully healthy, and I wouldn't be in such a rush to just throw him out there right away. If anything, I would definitely let him sit the first 7 weeks.
Yeah, and let me rebuttal that. I wasn't talking week 1, by the way. I'm saying like week 5. Like if he don't watch out come like week 5, week 8, dude, he could easily take that from him. So
yep, it's the bad stretch of games by somehow I mentioned. Right, correct. I got you.
All right. Now, wait. I never answered my question. My favorite competition. No. I was like, before I go into my favorite competition,
you definitely said that.
I'm nervous. All right, so, but I think
my bad again.
It's the running back position.
All right.
And we all know that Miles Sanders should be number 1. Mm-hmm. But who's 2? Who's 3? Like we have 6, 7 running backs on our team. Who's going to make the team? And that's why I'm so intrigued about it. Like we have like Killins and Holyfield and like Boston Scott, Kerryon Johnson, Kenneth
Howard.
Yep. So who's going to be our backup to Miles Sanders? I don't even know who's our number 2. Like I'm pretty sure that Miles Sanders is number 1, but who knows?
I can actually agree with you there because you know what? I was actually thinking about saying that one, but that O-line one just looked a lot tastier to me, in my opinion. But I can definitely agree with you on the running back one.
JC, what's your choice for the halfback, buddy?
My choice are Miles Sanders.
Of course.
Kerryon Johnson.
All right.
Kenneth Gainwell, because he's a utility tool. Like he could do everything. And Jordan Howard. Like to be honest, because I think that Boston Scott, look, I like the little guy. Like, you know what I mean? His head, I like the little guy. But I think the only way I see him making the team is special teams, like kick return and stuff like that. But I want us to keep him. But if we only going to keep 4, those are my 4 choices.
No, I 100% agree with that, dude. The only one I'd change is Howard for Killins. That's it.
Now, it's funny you say that, Uncensored, because I would trade Boston Scott for Killins. Because, and that just goes to show just how intriguing it is. Because Adrian Killins, I think he's, as far as straight line speed, I think he's the fastest running back we have.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
But the thing about Killins, I don't feel like he's been given enough opportunities to really showcase what he can do in a live action football game. Because when you look at his UCF tape, the dude's speed is he's like a blur.
Special teams.
He's got good highlights,
man. And that's why I would love Killins actually on special teams more than Boston Scott, because we've seen Boston Scott on special teams.
Yeah.
And I don't like what he's able to do with it, or not able to do with it, rather. But I think the reason Boston Scott has always beat him out is because of vision.
Yeah.
So maybe if Killins can improve on his vision, he can make that 4th roster spot as the running back, and maybe get thrown in those special team situations. Because having a guy like as speedy as Killins and punt returns would be insane.
Absolutely.
Insane. But the thing about Jordan Howard we got to watch is health. Is he as healthy as he says he is? We're gonna have to find out.
Yeah.
I can agree with all that, man. For sure.
So for me, my favorite competition is the wide receivers. because we have like Travis Fulgham, who I believe he has something to prove. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Jalen Reagor, because people are calling him a bust after like 1 year, which makes no sense to me at all.
I hate that. I hate it so much.
Yeah, so do I, dude. Yeah, exactly my point. So for Jalen Reagor, he's got to go off this year. And I'm telling you, and don't forget about Greg Ward. Like, honestly, do not forget about Greg Ward.
Mr. Reliable.
He's a security blanket. Yes.
AKA Jason Avant.
I like that. I like
Jason Avant 2.0, baby. Let's go.
Jason Avant, man.
I like that.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, I agree with Jock Talk right here. Quez. Yep, I agree with that. And maybe Whiteside. Maybe Whiteside there a little bit. But
man,
don't you know Whiteside's going to replace Ertz? We'll have Ertz, and we'll have Tim Tebow at tight end. We'll be golden, dude.
Oh, don't even get me. Jordan Matthews is the tight end now, apparently.
Yes, but look,
no, I was reading up on that situation.
Yeah,
I was reading up on that situation.
30 pounds.
He gained 30. I was just going to say that he went from like 200 flat to like 230. He's trying to get to 235. And you know he's taking it very seriously, and because Jordan Howard always had good hands. He always had pretty good hands. He always had a good connection with Carson. But and actually, I think he gave us the most yards at the wide receiver position since.
Yeah, absolutely. He's reliable.
Yeah, but it'd be what is up with everybody trying to
get me mad?
What is up with everybody trying to take over the tight end position, man? Why everyone just
Tim Tebow? Tim Tebow. He opened it up to everybody. Once Tim Tebow was open.
Like, why are they trivializing this much? It's kind of bothersome. Like, it kind of. I feel like people are kind of trying to devalue the tight end position. I don't like how people just say, I can do that.
I don't think it's so much that they're trying to devalue it. I think it's more that they're experimenting and they think that they might have the hands to do it, but they don't have like the speed and agility or the weight to be a wide receiver. Like, I do genuinely feel like Tim Tebow thought he could be a tight end, because if I remember correctly, he actually used to be a tight end in college, if I do remember correctly.
Vanderbilt,
high school, excuse me then. But, I think it's one of those things where he used to do it, and so he thinks he can still do it. And I do think more players are going, you know what? I used to play that position too. Let me give it a go.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, but, bro, it's a lot different playing tight end at 17 compared to 33.
Oh, yeah, you're completely right about that. But you know what? I feel like Tim Tebow just wanted – I also think Tim Tebow just wanted an excuse to come back into the league, if I'm being honest. But,
and I got more faith in Jordan Matthews.
What was that?
No, I'm saying I got more faith in Jordan Matthews making that transition than him.
Oh, 100%, because Jordan Matthews has the hands.
Yeah.
But, see, that's why I don't think Ertz is going to go to Jacksonville, dude, because of all that drama they have at tight end. Like, that would be a tough one to swallow. I don't think he'd want to go there anyway.
Imagine being put behind Tim Tebow on the depth chart.
I mean,
no, I know he's not.
I
laughed at that when I found out he wasn't going.
Yeah, so.
But still, there's drama there, whether he's there or not right now.
Yeah. So, wide receiver is my favorite competition right now. Devontae Smith is going to go off. So that actually goes right to my next question here: who will break out this season? For me, it's Devontae Smith because
I have a question, Mitch. Now, does breakout apply strictly to second-year players and beyond, or rookies included? Because
if you say Devontae Smith, then I guess it would include rookies.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because is it considered a breakout if you're a rookie, or you're just?
Well, yeah, I think that's a little. Yeah, I do think that's a little fair, because you can't have a breakout season.
Okay, I'll pick another one.
You didn't play a year before.
I'll pick it.
Not to make it more complicated. Just I just thought about that, like breakout. Like, does that mean that would mean you have to play before and you have to break your previous? You know what I mean?
Yeah, my bad. So for me, it's Miles Sanders.
Okay, there we go.
That's fair.
Miles Sanders. That was my backup one because I feel like he's going to get over 1,000 yards rushing. And last year, when Doug Peterson had him, he had like more rushing yards than his rookie year, but he never got the ball. Like, he only had the ball like 5 times a game.
He only played 12 games.
Yeah.
And we didn't run the ball. He was on pace to crush his rookie numbers. He was going to crush him. But you know what happened? Doug Pearson did Dougie P things.
Yep. So for me, it'll be Miles Sanders. So who's next?
All right, I'm going to say Jalen Reagor because there's going to be so much focus on Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and Jalen Reagor. We drafted him number 1 for a reason. Yo, like, don't underestimate. A matter of fact, didn't he return a TD against the Packers?
Yep.
A punt return, I think he was, a kicker. Yo, this dude got skills. I just think with the whole last year, with the injury, he missed 4 games and stuff like that. But I feel like that Devontae Smith being there would take a lot of pressure off Jalen Reagor. So that's my breakout player for the season.
Okay. All right, Uncensored. What about you?
All right, man. I'm gonna go complete oddball here. So I'm going with Kayvon Wallace.
Oh, you took
Listen, man. Listen, I have.
I hope he starts. Though. He needs to start.
I'm telling you, I love this boy. From the moment we drafted him, he has Brian Dawkins mentality, dude. This kid is a dog. I believe he's going to take over this defense this year. He could be our Jamal Adams easily. Like,
yeah.
I'm ready.
Brian Dawkins.
Yeah, new Jamal Adams or old B-Block. And I'm telling you, man, this kid is going to go off this year. I have a strong feeling about it.
I gotta think now. I gotta change mine.
I'll go in that case then. So obviously I'm gonna pick the boy. I'm gonna go Arcega Whiteside. The dude's got so much potential left in him.
I knew it. I knew Tyler was going to do that. I freaking knew it. Tyler, you're so predictable.
Arcega Whiteside potential. Two words that should never go together.
Tyler, you're so predictable.
Listen,
no one else is going to do it.
No one else
is
going to do it.
He is not welcome to a round table ever again. You hear me?
All right, Tyler. You got anything to say? My hand.
I got an actual player now. So I'm gonna probably steal. I'm gonna steal this from him. I'm gonna go with Mr. Jalen Hurts. I think he is going to have a great year this upcoming season. I think he's gonna be able to show off the arm that he's been working on during the off season and through minicamp. And I think he's gonna prove to be our QB1 going forward.
Great pick, dude.
Okay.
Awesome.
I think I might go with.
I mean, it's not as good as Whiteside, but
I said the same as I think just now.
You know what? I think I'm going to go with. Now, okay, I'm going to give you guys two: offensive or defensive guy.
Okay.
For the defense, I'm gonna go defense first. For the defense, I'm calling, and this might be an unorthodox pick, like my man Uncensored, but I'm gonna go with my man S. Bradley, Sean Bradley. I'm expecting him to take a big step from last season because of the fact that he didn't get nowhere near as many snaps as he should have gotten. And I believe he's taking his conditioning to a whole nother level. I believe he's approaching the game with a whole nother level. I was watching his interview with Philly Chalk Podcast. Shout out to my man Philly Mike. And as Bradley's coming. He's coming for blood. And I believe he has a lot to offer, man. And he's Temple made. I'm definitely rocking with the hometown guy. I believe S. Bradley can definitely break out and maybe crack that rotation of linebackers. I don't know about starting yet. We're gonna have to see what happens. But I definitely believe he can make a name for himself this season. You never know what may happen with injuries. He may have to step in. You never know based off of the schematics with the defense because Jonathan Gannon said we're going to always change our scheme based on what we play. So you never know. We might have foreign linebackers out there. One play. You never know. But I believe S. Bradley on defense is definitely poised to come in and make some noise. Now on offense, I'm going to go with my man who's in his contract year, Dallas Goedert. He is set up to go. He's set up to feast for the simple fact that contract year, my man trying to get paid. As much as he say he not worrying about that right now, the man is worrying about it right now. He's a tight end. He's in a very physical. He plays a very physical position. He has gotten hurt in the past. My man is trying to secure the bag. So trust and believe. He is going to ball out this season. Everything that comes his way, he's looking to take it to the house. I firmly believe that. His athleticism, his ability to get yak, his ability, his hands. The only thing about him is, can he stay healthy? That's it. And and I think that goes for everybody on this roster. Can you stay healthy?
Everybody.
So I believe Dallas Goedert is truly set up to perform beyond belief. I believe the top 2 targets this season are going to be Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert.
Now, Tone, real quick, your opinion. Out of your first pick, do you believe Bradley or Taylor has the bigger upside?
Ooh, wow.
From a pure athletic perspective, Davion
Taylor, yeah.
Davion Taylor has his upside is tremendous because of his pure athletic ability. If you can somehow if you can somehow find a way to cultivate a true skill set, he can kind of be that pseudo Jacoby Stevens role, that Joker role where he may teeter between that safety and linebacker because he has the speed to keep up with tight ends. We've seen it. We've seen him hawk down guys when he has the opportunity.
But Lamar Jackson.
And I also feel like he has the athletic ability to really learn and keep up with anybody in front of him. So I believe Davion Taylor has the most upside, but I feel like Sean Bradley may be the more technically sound and more poised to get a starting position or maybe some more reps sooner, just based off of he's played the game a lot longer. But it wasn't Davion's fault though. Based off his faith, he had to go to church every Sunday like my man JC. And and even a Saturday nights, I think he had to be at church as well, so he couldn't play he couldn't play those games, or Friday night. Friday night lights in high school. Couldn't really play those games as well. So in college he struggled with that. So he has the most raw. I think out of all the linebackers, he has the most raw physical abilities that you can probably cultivate and maybe carve out something maybe in the next year or so. I don't know if this year is going to be a year where he's able to really showcase that, but maybe next season he'll be more technically sound. Maybe with this new coaching staff, they could develop him quicker than the previous coaching staff because they really didn't give him a chance to really grow. They didn't really put him in positions to succeed. They didn't really develop him. If you think about the past coaching staff, who did they develop?
Nobody.
Nobody. So I believe Davion Taylor under the right tutelage. Yeah. Oh yeah, he can definitely learn this game and master it rather quickly.
So do you
this is also a Miles Sanders contract year also too, right?
I believe it is.
I believe. I think Miles. They came in the same draft. Miles Sanders and Dallas Goedert.
Yeah. This is his 5th year.
Oh damn! Wow.
His 4th. Yeah. Next year is his 5th year.
Well, yeah.
So they have to pick it up this year.
You got it.
Now, real quick, Tone, on Taylor, do you say, though, he plays this year at all, or do you think we keep him wrapped up for another year, teach him, and then let him loose next year?
That's a great question, actually, because when you think about the linebackers.
We have so many linebackers right now, man, so it's like, what do we do?
It's a good point, because when you think about all the linebackers, Jannard Avery, who made the transition from linebacker to DN back to linebacker, thank God. Yeah. But you got to think about Jannard Avery. You got to think about TJ Edwards, Alex Singleton, who actually broke out. Alex Singleton had a good year last year, all things considered, over 100.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Singleton had a great year.
Yeah, over 100 tackles. So I definitely think Alex Singleton, is going to be ahead of most guys. But still, he was a guy that was undrafted, I believe. Still has a lot to prove still. So you got to think about Jannard Avery, TJ Edwards, Alex Singleton. Then you got to think about Sean Bradley, like I said, Eric Wilson, Jacoby Stevens, Patrick Johnson. So it's crowded back there. So Davion Taylor, if anything, he's going to, it's going to be tough. You know what? He's going to be special teams this year, most definitely. I believe that because you can utilize that athleticism in special teams. I don't think he starts. I don't think he starts this year. I'll be frank about it. I don't think he starts this year.
TJ Edwards, Singleton, and Eric Wilson.
Wilson.
I mean, if I also had to pick one for defense, I'm going to go with Josh Sweat, if I'm going to be honest. I feel like Josh Sweat is poised to have a great, successful year this upcoming
and
season.
Also, didn't we use a 2nd-round pick for Avery to get him from Cleveland?
Did we?
Or was that a 3rd?
I think it was
like a 3rd or 4th.
Was it a 3rd?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Usually.
Because, you have to take that into effect, too, of how much he plays. Because if we use the 2nd on him, we have to play him to a point, right? Or else you just kind of blow it at that point.
Not necessarily. Like, if we have someone, that is playing better than him, even if they were drafted later, I still, like we were talking about before, play the hot hand more than what the money or the contract says.
Well, yeah, and I don't mean every down. I mean like he's got to play those to a point.
Hey,
He's got
Uncensored, to your
something
point.
he's gotta do.
Uncensored, to your point about Jannard Avery, we traded a fourth for him.
A fourth.
Oh,
Wow.
Never mind then.
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
All right. So, we're going to have a lot of players coming back from injury, coming back from, just circumstances and whatnot. So, which players actually, Uncensored, you know where I'm going, that you comment on my video. Who's got something to prove?
Who doesn't have something to prove?
Everybody got something to prove.
All right, I said Travis Fulgham in my video because after the 4 game streak that he was on, he kind of fell off, and Doug Peterson didn't give him enough reps. He got injured apparently. Was I right about that, or?
No,
That's what we hear.
I don't think he got injured.
I heard the same thing, Mitch. I heard something about that. But to your point though, Doug Peterson shot that man in the foot.
Yeah, he shot everybody in the foot.
Like how do you literally take off that one target your quarterback is actually doing well with, and
just completely?
It was all about the money, bro. It was because Alshon was making $20 million. That's what it was about. That's why.
Which makes me think, was that a Howie Roseman decision? Like it's like you. Like,
yeah,
I don't see a coach. I don't see a coach prioritizing the money over who's hot right now. But go ahead, Mitch. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
So that's basically it. With Travis Fulgham now being the second wide receiver, right? He's number 2. So he's got to prove and say okay, we had a bad coach last year. He's gone. We got a new system. He's a wide receiver guy. So this is my time to turn up and show everyone what I can do.
It's just for me. It's hard to pick just one singular person.
How long did it? It just took me hours to think of one person for that one video.
I'm just trying to struggle thinking of what one person I'd call out particularly. Every single person on this team right now has something to prove, from Jalen Hurts to the O-line to our entire defense. It's like every single player right now has something to prove after how bad we were last season.
I'm gonna go Jalen Reagor. I'll go Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor has a lot.
Jalen Reagor. I think for me personally, I think the person that has most to prove would be to tie between our two of our more prolific injured linemen, in Brandon Brooks and Lane Johnson. I think they're coming off injuries. They're up there in age. I think they're going to try and prove that we still got it.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you mine. And it's a little think piece, so have fun with it. I'm going to say Hargraves. And the only reason that I say that is because of the talk of moving on from Fletcher Cox, whether that's this year or next. You have to find out if Hargraves can handle it, if he can be that next guy. Because, listen, we got him from Pittsburgh when he was 26, which in my eyes tells me that we looked at him as being Fletcher Cox's successor, so he has to show that he can handle that, and so I think that's something that has to be proven this year. Can Hargraves do it? And we're paying him $30 million, so his contract's not light.
All right, so look, I would say, just like my man over here said, Brandon Brooks and Lane Johnson. We drafted young players, Hilbert, Driscoll, Dickerson. They are waiting, and we do not want to be in a position that we are this year with Zach Ertz 1 year too late. I feel like those guys, injury prone the past few years, and they definitely had something to prove. You better stay healthy, especially with the amount of money that we paying them. So they cannot afford to get injured. I promise you. If they get injured this year, I believe that next year they either cut, traded, something happened, because Driscoll is waiting, Herbert is waiting, Dickerson is waiting. I mean, Mariota. I mean, we have enough depth right now that we probably could move on from those two and save a whole bunch of cap space and be okay, because we are rebuilding. Well, retooling. I'm not going to say a completely rebuilding, but retooling. And in my opinion, you know, besides Fletcher Cox he also got something to prove. You know, the whole comparison to him, like in O'Donnell, 30 sacks. He came in 2 years after Cox. And Aaron Donald got 30 more sacks than Fletcher Cox. 30! That's ridiculous. And he get double team and triple team. So I feel like Fletcher Cox also has something to prove on the defensive line, because there's no way he should get a double team with Kerrigan, with Graham, with Sweat, with Barnett, which stole $10 million from us this year. Like, there's no way he should be double teamed. These guys should everybody on offense and defense should have career years.
I'm with that. I'm with that. I'm with that.
I can agree with that 100%.
I'm with that.
Okay. Yep, I think everyone. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. Is this Jason Kelsey's last year?
Yes, this is the last year on his contract.
He's going to retire.
And it's very likely he's retiring.
There is no ifs, ands, or buts. He's done.
I don't know if he's going to retire, though. I mean, hey, every year he says
one more year.
But if he's one more year, if he's feeling it and we do good this offseason, like this year, he might want one more year. We might have to get rid of him instead of him retiring. Like,
do you see Jason Kelsey taking a team-friendly deal to stay with the team, though? Do you see him being willing to do that?
I do.
I can definitely see that.
I do. Yeah, I do.
He's literally Mr. Philadelphia.
You want to get yourself into another Jason Peters predicament. That's what you got to ask yourself. How long do you want to wait? Because, dude, we have Dickerson waiting right now. So after next year, it's like, yeah, granted, Kelsey's probably going to, no doubt, he's probably playing at a Pro Bowl level this year. I mean, he does every year. So I don't doubt that. But can we count on that for another 2 years? You know, why not just go with the young gun after this year? Save some money.
Look, I agree. Don't get me wrong, I'm with you. Don't get me wrong, I'm definitely with you. I love Kelsey. I love him too, but if I'm him, I'm retiring after the season.
I do have nothing left to prove.
Hang him up on a good note, man.
No, but the Eagles have the potential of being the best offensive line. If you look at it, Dallas offensive line is getting old. Mm-hmm. Like Washington, Giants, but we have the potential. Like, we have the potential of being the best offensive line next year, the year after that, because we got some young, hungry guys.
To your point, JC. To your point, JC, about the Dallas line. Here's the thing that we have; they don't. They have depth. They don't have depth.
Oh no!
It was proven last year when one of their O-linemen got hurt. It was over. Same thing with the Chiefs when they lost that one O-lineman in the Super Bowl. The head was caught the snake. So, but the thing about the Philadelphia Eagles, what we've always had in years past was this depth at that O-line spot. And I can honestly say, if Jason Kelsey was to retire, if Lane Johnson was to retire, if Brandon Brooks was to retire, I would be okay with Jack Driscoll at right tackle.
Absolutely, me too.
I would be okay with Herbig. I would be okay with Herbig at right guard. I would be okay with Dickerson at center. I would be okay if Andre Dillard is willing at left guard. I would be okay with Mort Milata at left tackle. And then you just
they're all young.
Then you reload again. Then you reload again. Like all that. Like, we are literally poised to make the perfect transition at O-line. We just have to make sure everyone stays healthy, continue to develop these guys.
And dude, I'm not worried because we got the best fucking O-line coach in the NFL.
Yes, sir.
We do. I mean, bitch all you want, anybody about any other position, but dude, we know O-line is solidified. Like, that man is going to have them ready every fucking week.
I have no worries about O-line. I haven't really worried about it because, like, I don't worry about
the injuries, because a good part of them are a little injury prone, which is the biggest problem. But besides that, like, talent-wise, no doubts.
But dude, how Herbig and Driscoll handled that right side back there.
Now I know. Oh wait, no, I read that wrong. I thought I said Booty Brooks for a second. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
But in all fairness, though, Lane Johnson should have got that surgery a year sooner.
Yeah,
and I think that was the problem with the previous coaching staff. They just allowed these guys too often just to be like, hey, I'm gonna do it my way. Sometimes you gotta save a player.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta save a player from themselves and say, hey, listen, I feel you, but let's just get it done so we can make sure you're good by the time we, you know what I mean?
For when we need you again.
When we really need you. Don't hesitate. Because when you try to say, oh, I'm just gonna let it heal on its own. Nah, just get it cleaned up. It's okay.
Yeah.
Get it cleaned up and get it cleaned up. Be ready about week 4, week 5. We'll take it. Don't not get the surgery, and then you're dragging a dead leg all season. That's not what we need from you. We need guys I'm glad this coaching staff is the way they are, because not only are they going to challenge these guys competitively, they're going to make sure these guys are ready to go on game day. And if you're not going to hold me back by being injured. I feel like one of the most selfish things an athlete can do. Now it's twofold. Sometimes playing through an injury can benefit your team emotionally, but at the same time, you may sacrifice something schematically or technically from a production standpoint. Depending on how good of a player you are, you may offer as a distraction so you can open other guys up.
Perfect example, Jason Peters.
Oh my God!
How many times did he come in and then leave, and then come back in and leave and come back in? It's like, dude, eventually
we don't need
was playing good.
We don't need that.
Placement was playing good.
Yeah, just fucking stop, dude. Like, just stop. Like,
he actually got in the way of Andre Dillard being the bona fide. We wouldn't even be thinking about Jordan Mailata at left tackle.
Exactly.
If Andre Dillard if he was when he was drafted to be the starting left tackle. But then they said, you know what? Hey, no, I think Jason Peters has some years left. Let's give him another year. What are you talking about? You
we don't like to rebuild. Like Eagles.
Well, I know when they originally let him,
we like to be in competition every year.
And then they originally signed JP to come back to play at right guard, and then he just. Then they move him back to the left side after they signed to the right guard?
No. Not in 18 when they drafted him.
Oh, in 18. Okay.
Yeah, in 18 when they drafted him, Dillard was supposed to start at left tackle.
Yeah.
But then they decided to bring JP back at the last fucking minute and then started him over.
Dillard.
Yeah, and then they started him over.
Yep, and then Lane got hurt, I think, in that Vikings game. And then that's when Dillard came in for the first time, I believe. And he just got destroyed, and it just killed his confidence, killed his development.
Yeah.
You threw this man. This man was a bona fide pure left tackle. Was actually the highest rated pass protector in his draft class, and you decide
to get him.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous.
What, we jumped Houston to get him, right?
Exactly.
Going to get him?
Yep.
Houston had a first-round pick?
No. In 18.
Yeah, Houston had a first-round pick?
In 18, yeah. We got Dillard. We got Dillard at 21. Yeah, no, we got Dillard at pick 21, and they took somebody at 22.
Yeah. I'm honestly more shocked they had a first-rounder. It's just so many years where they're now in the first round.
Yeah.
All right. So, thank you to Jinx Wolf. I was actually going to ask this question very next. So, QB2. Are we going to sign one, or are we going to wait for the draft?
So I'll start here.
Please do. Go ahead.
So I do think they need a sign.
I sent you the link to come in.
So I do think they should sign one. However, I don't think they will, because I feel like they think they have their CB2 with the guy they drafted in this past draft. Because I know I've heard when I was talking with Lindy Edzone, think he was telling me about they highly rate him, and I think they might try and work him as the CB2. Meanwhile, I do think they need to go out and sign somebody. For me, it's a glaring need for the team. You can't just have Darius Slay cover every single wideout on the opposing team, as great as that would be. But you need to have the Robin to the Batman kind of thing, and right now they don't have a Robin. So, and there's plenty of options out there, whether you want to do trade or you want to do free agency. Steve Nelson's still there. Of course, he's going to have a high price tag to him with how much interest there is. I made a video about Brian Poole. Check my channel.
Guys, you don't have to do that.
Richard Sherman, I know a lot of people don't want him, but you know what? In his zone defense, I think the guy could truly shine and could even fight for a CB1 position, even at his current age. And then you got someone like Stephon Gilmore, who you could probably trade for using a couple mid to late round picks with the Patriots. There's a lot of possibilities and a lot of openings.
It's going to take more than that for Gilmore. Man, it's not going to take no thing.
He wants a new contract.
The only reason I think they will is because they would do something with that is because I don't think they're going to want to re-sign him.
No,
and I think they're going to try and get what they can because I don't think there's going to be a team that's offering high draft picks.
But I think he's asking for a sign. I think he's asking for like a trade, like a trade, like a restructure. He's asking for like a whoever he wants a new deal from someone.
Yeah,
and we're not.
Yeah, I don't think the Patriots want to give him a new deal, which is why I think it's possible they could get away with the mid to late round. Like if they have to give up a earlier pick, then you know what? For a guy like Stephon Gilmore, that would be. I still do it, but I think it'd be. You could try and argue the third, mid to later round picks.
Yeah, but I think my thing is where he goes though. Let's say we do trade for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to want a new contract from us.
Yep.
And I just don't feel like we're poised to do that right now.
Yeah, we're not.
Like that's like the reason he's been sitting out, I believe, is because he doesn't have an extension or whatever.
Need that money.
So whoever trades for him, expect to pay that man, because otherwise he's gonna be sitting out for you too.
Yeah. Look, hey, with the whole CB2 situation, man, I feel like if JG is as good as we think he is, then we might be okay with escaping this year without overspending for a CB2, because I feel like that our defensive line, which was ranked top 5, by the way, by PFF. And we know how PFF hates the Philadelphia Eagles, but top 5. Last year, we was top 3, but hey, it is what it is. But I feel like, just like the Byron Maxwell, when we got fooled because he had the people around Seattle, like the pressure with Earl Thomas, with Richard Sherman, and then we got Byron Maxwell thinking that
then the Kiko Alonso trade.
Yeah, the Kiko. So it's all masked up because of the pressure that those defensive line, that those guys was generating on the quarterback. So I feel like if JG is as good as we think he is, then he should be good enough to, like last year we had 50 sacks. 50 sacks. Come on now. And Jim Schwartz don't blitz. So if we could get 50 sacks under Jim Schwartz, we should at least get 60. Especially with Ryan Kerrigan. So that's a lot of pressure going to the quarterback, which caused, missed throws, overthrown interceptions, and stuff like that. So I would not chase a Richard Sherman if he's asking for $10, $15 million for a 1-year deal. Or even Nelson. Yes, we all want Steven Nelson, but he got leverage. Like he got so much leverage. So he's in a perfect position to ask for, hey, $10, $12 million a year. He want to be paid. So I would not even chase that, because we just hope that with the Eric Wilson signing, with the Anthony Harris, I feel like that we could probably escape this year with not overpaying for a defensive back, because we're not ready to win the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. But I love my Philadelphia Eagles, but if we do, oh my God, I'll be shocked. But I even got us going 11 wins, and most people think that I'm crazy. But
I'm right there with you, man.
I got winning 11 games because on both sides, there's unknown factor of it. There's a defense unknown, offense unknown. Good luck preparing for somebody that you don't know what the hell they're going to do. So, so that's my opinion on that one. We should be okay. Do not overpay, and that's it.
Yo, we got footnotes in the building. Yo. What is up, my God?
Good hills. What's going on, Fuego? What's good, buddy?
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
We're doing
good, buddy.
How you doing? It's a pleasure to see you. It's a pleasure to see you, man.
I'm good.
Well, listen,
I'm good.
Before I go here, man, I'm going to take a few minutes. I just want to tell you guys, you all are awesome creators. Everyone in this chat, everyone who ever watches this, go like and subscribe to all these guys. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to dip out of here very shortly. I got to go to work tonight. But Yeah, as far as CB2, I feel we already have that. There's a dark horse in my book, and that is Obi Malafuwu or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, 6'4", he's got like a 72-inch arm span. That is exactly what Gannon loves in corners. He's tall, lanky. Yeah, he didn't have a good run in Oakland, but let's look at the coaches he had there too. Maybe Gannon can get something out of him. But, with the defense that we're going to play, I feel he's going to be a pretty good option for CB2. And, if we trade for one, this is something I wanted to ask you guys to put thought into. Would you guys be willing to give up Fletcher Cox for Xavier Howard? And the only reason that I suggest that is because Fletcher's costing $20 million. Hargraves is costing you $30. You can start Hargraves. We drafted Milton Williams. There's your backup. You have Hargraves, your starter. Miami needs an interior defensive lineman. Cox would give them that because they want to go to the Super Bowl now. They're ready to win. Yeah. So he solidifies that, and we get Howard for our corner.
But Howard want money. So
yeah, but that's why you're trading. That's why you're trading Cox. You free up money.
I see where you're going.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
I would take it too.
You trade Cox and get Howard, and then there's your money freed up.
Because we have to remember that Big Play Slay. This could be his last year in Philly, so we need to start thinking about the future at cornerback. Beyond this next season. So I mean, if we could get Xavier Howard, hell yeah, I would do it. I would do it for Cox. Yeah.
And now I only say because of his age. If he was still 28, I wouldn't even bring this up. But
yeah.
Xavier Howard's only 27, so that's
exactly.
It's not bad.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
in the prime of his career right now.
And like I said, Cox would solidify the interior defensive line for them. He would give them a legitimate run to go to the playoffs. So I think it would work.
Uncensored. What was that stat you said about Howard's interceptions the last few years compared to the rest of the league?
In the last 3 years, Howard has 18 interceptions to the whole NFL at 19.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a big stat right there.
Yeah.
And that's why he wants his money. That's why he wants his money.
Damn, in 2020 he had 10 interceptions?
Yeah,
damn.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm saying if you trade Fletcher Cox for Howard, that fucking shit will work. I would be totally satisfied for that.
Would Miami do that trade, though?
That's what.
You're going to have to give them a pick. You're going to have to give them maybe a pick or so.
Oh, shit. I'll give a second pick. I'll give a second round pick and Cox.
Okay with that. Yeah. How many picks?
I'll give you a 2 and Cox for Howard. Yeah. Easy.
They might say.
I think I would do that too.
Hey, in all honesty, if you really wanted to be generous, just fucking give them the Colts trade because even still, it could end up at a second. If not, it's going to be a high.
I don't know if I'll do that. I don't know if I'll do that one.
That's what I was just about to say.
3 first round.
You know what I'll do? I'll try. I'll test it. I'll check the temperature first. What I'll do is I'll say
test the waters.
Here's Fletcher Cox in the 3rd rounder. See what they say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
you gotta start low. You gotta start low.
I'm just saying though, if it gets to that point though, I wouldn't be upset if they gave it away. If there was no other option, if they said this is it and that's all you get, like I would be okay with that. He's amazing.
I also want Prime Sanders.
No, I feel that. I like that. So that was a good way to get out of here. I like that. You started some controversy. I like that.
Well, I'm gonna stay a couple more minutes here.
Okay, gotcha.
All right,
but no, but nonetheless, that was a great scenario you just painted just now because I actually Xavier Howard, he's such a dynamic corner, and I knew he had a great year last year. But I just didn't know how many. I didn't know how many INTs he had.
I didn't know either. 10 is.
He will thrive in this Jonathan Gannon style defense if that's the case. Oh my goodness. And I'll be honest, like you said, we are in a point now with Fletcher Cox where I think we know what you are, and I don't know your ceiling doesn't get higher from this point on. So at this point, I think it's time for us to definitely consider parting ways with him and not losing out on him for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, if we can somehow flip Fletcher Cox into Xavier Howard, oh my goodness, that'd
Well,
be the,
and it's like I said on Tuesday night, man. Fucking 8 sacks for 20 mil. That's steep, dude. That's fucking steep. We're paying you 20 million for 8 sacks, really? Like you got to give us
Yeah,
a
you
little.
only
more.
had 1 year with double-digit sacks, which was
Yeah,
our Super Bowl
you
year.
got to give us a little more than 8 sacks, bro. Like you can sit there and say double team all you want, but fucking Aaron Donald, man, he gets double teamed every fucking week.
30 more sacks.
Yeah, like come on,
Yo,
man.
That stat was unbelievable.
Yo, Uncensored, really quick. I
Yeah.
see a video coming for you for that topic. I mean, I think that's a good one for you.
Yeah, I might bring one out. But you know what? Howie doesn't fucking listen to us, so it's kind of pointless at this point.
Don't stop believing, my brother. Don't stop
I
believing.
know,
Keep
right?
on going, man. Keep on going. But
No,
guys,
you know, but yeah, I just feel that'd be awesome, man. If we could pull that somehow, that would be our saving grace. If we could get Howard, dude, I would say playoffs for sure this year. Like that is
absolutely.
the NFC in a hunch.
Him
Nobody.
and Slay.
Yeah.
With Harris in the background, McLeod. Oh,
Yep.
hey guys, really quick, we just hit 20 likes on the stream. So I just want to say thank you to everybody and go subscribe to my guys.
We got to crack that
Foothills,
shell
I'm gonna-
sometime.
Yeah, Foothills. I'm going to put your link in the description as well. When this is done, I'm going to go back and edit and put you in there. So don't worry, I got you. And
Hey, well, listen, guys, I gotta get going. But thank you so much, Mitch, for having me on, bro. I love you to death, man. You're a good friend of mine. Tyler, all of you. Tone, first time being with you, dude. It was a pleasure.
Man.
An
Yes,
honor.
sir. Always. We definitely got to do it again.
Yeah, I would love to collab with you sometime, man. So get with me on that. You know,
Sure.
you
For
too,
sure.
JC. But yeah,
at Eagle,
everybody.
right? AK Eagle, right?
Yeah,
Those DBs are going to be able to
Gotcha.
eat with that line, too. That line
yeah.
gets
So
pressure.
you know what? Everyone watching, everybody, subscribe to my guys here. They all deserve it. They all put in the time, put in the work, and you know what? They dedicate all their time to you guys, and they bring the energy and the pain. And you know, I just can't say it enough. You know, I love working with these guys. They're a great group of guys, and you know, it's been an honor. The last couple of months, the friends I've made through here, it's just truly an honor, man. Seriously.
I feel
and
that.
that brotherly love, man. And that brotherly love. You ain't going to find it nowhere else.
Man. Listen,
Yep.
man, we bleed green, man. I love it.
Sure.
all right.
So, hey, I love you guys. Be safe and
Yes,
fly
sir. You
Eagles
take
fly.
care, my man. All
All
love.
Have a good one, man.
You
All right.
too.
All right. So this is going to be the last question, actually. So last question, then we can just take questions from the chat and go on our night. So, which side of the ball will have more of an impact this year? The offense or the defense? Well, I got your answer.
And I would say, for me personally, as far as like just thinking about the specific word you said, impact, I'm going to have to go with the offense because that's where all our heavy hitters are. That's where all our heavy hitters are when you think about because we're like, it's just how, as much as we're going to be watching the defense, I think we're going to be watching the offense way more. Just in terms of Jalen Hurts and his impact and Devontae Smith, how he develops, Miles Sanders. Like, let's be honest. We really think like this offense just based off of what we expect and the youth factor and the talent. We definitely expect
I feel the
a lot
same
from
way.
this offense. We definitely expect a lot from this offense.
The unknown.
You know,
That's the whole thing with the offense is the unknown. The defense, we kind of know what we're going to get. I mean, we kind of know that, hey, our front four is going to generate pressure. We kind of know that, hey, the only big question mark is CB2. But for the most part, I mean, the offense is such an unknown a position, and that's why that everybody think that we're not going to be good because of Jalen Hurts. So the most impact to me, yo, Mitch, you all right, brother? Hey,
Mitchell's dying, man.
Hey, can we all man? We good?
I'm good. I'm good. I made myself laugh by saying hi to Tyler.
We need you to live. Need you to live.
How's it feel down there, man?
So I think it is the unknown. I like. And that's the reason why that everybody pick us to finish last in the division is the offense. It's not the defense. is the offense, is Jalen Hurts, is Miles Sanders, is Devonta Smith, is Dallas Goedert. Who's our third wide receiver? We don't know. I mean, at number 1 and 2, we hoping is Rager and Smith and Goddard, but it's the unknown on the offensive side. But on the defensive side, we are pinning our ears back and we are coming. So that's why I say that the defense will have a bigger impact. A great defense will take a young quarterback really, really far.
That's true. That's very true. That's a very good point you just made. I can't argue with that point, with that aspect of your point. The fact that a great defense will help a young quarterback develop, and because it gives him, it allows him to play with it allows him to hedge his bet. When he puts points up, when the offense puts points up, it allows him to really sit back and watch the game develop. Whereas though, if he's constantly having to go out there and produce, it's kind of hard for a young quarterback to come in and just, decimate and calculate defenses that way, because he hasn't seen everything yet. Yeah. So it's going to be hard for him if he's constantly in shootouts. So,
or if he make a mistake, he know that the defense got his back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
good point. Yep. Right in the money.
Yep. And you know what? I'm going to follow suit as well. I've always believed in, I've always followed that defense wins championships. Is that always true? No, but you know what? Yeah. I've always been a very big fan of defense. I feel like that's the number one thing that Eagles have been known for over the past couple seasons is their defense, and especially that defensive line. I'm just a big believer that if you don't have a good enough defense, you can have the best offense in the world, but if your defense isn't good enough, you won't get anywhere. I mean, look at the Chiefs in that Super Bowl. Yes, they had an injured O-line, but that defense compared to that offense they face, no matter. Because unfortunately, Tyrann Mathieu is a dirty holder. I mean, can't be everywhere at once. But it's defense. If they make the impact they do, it takes the pressure off your young quarterback and your other young players, and you're also making sure that you keep the ball in their hands and try to make sure that they're showing off what it is they can do.
What about you, Phil Hills? What do you think, man? What do you think is going to have the biggest impact, offense or defense?
Overall,
yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. Year one for this coaching staff, I have a strong feeling it's going to be JG and the defense. I really do. I think he's going to disguise his defense a lot. Pre-snap, post-snap, he's going to be giving you lots of different looks, things like that. So he's not going to be nearly as predictable and as stubborn. As stuck in one scheme and one system as our former Jim Schwartz was. So I think it's going to be the defense, because I think we have some pieces. We got a veteran safety, which is always we've seen in the past. Like Malcolm Jenkins, that's very, very important, and that could shore up a very an average secondary sometimes. So I'm excited about Anthony Harris. I'm excited about Eric Wilson. I'm excited about Ryan Kerrigan, all these guys that we've gotten on these 1-year deals. It feels a lot like the Super Bowl run. So I'm not saying we're not going to go on a run like that. But hey, if our defense can start smacking some people around, start getting some turnovers, start getting some pressure on the quarterback, which if we don't get a cornerback too, we're going to need to have pressure on the quarterback, without a doubt, because if we don't, we're going to get eaten up back there. I guarantee it. But I think it's going to be the defense. I really do.
Yeah, to your guys' point, I'm definitely expecting JG to have these guys playing above their pay grade. I'm expecting him to. Because sometimes you can really coach a guy up. You know what I'm saying? You can coach a guy to play way better than when when you think about just from a basketball perspective, Tobias Harris plays better under Doc Rivers for some reason. So sometimes a coach can really make you the player that you really need to be. Anthony Harris had his best years when Jonathan Gannon was there. Then when Jonathan Gannon left, he had a down year. Still productive, but a down year. So I believe sometimes when you're surrounded by the by the right teachers, the right motivators, the right schemers, you can definitely play above than your salary dictates.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I also want to touch on your point as well, especially with how young our offensive core is and how this is a pivotal year for a lot of these younger players. Like, it is also, important that they play up to their expectations or to their potential in general. And as long as they do that, then you know what? There's no reason it shouldn't be a great season for us. But it all comes down to how well our coaching staff can develop them and how well they can play with each other.
And the other reason why I say our defense is because if you look at our schedule, we play a lot of teams that air the ball out. The Chiefs, the Bucks, the Chargers, Cowboys. They're going to air the ball out. So if our defensive line could get to those quarterbacks, hey, we have a good chance of beating those teams because sacks and fumbles and interceptions, all that good stuff. So I really think that our defense, even the Saints, even though their quarterback is kind of unknown at this point, which is what, but yeah, I mean, we play a lot of teams that air the ball out. Like, we don't play a grind team like the Ravens, that's constantly going to grind it out. No, we play teams that legitimately will throw, their quarterback will throw over 4,000 yards every year. So that's the reason. And Falcons too. Thanks, Jock. And the Falcons.
Falcons. I think you mean
they're going down. That's win one.
I'm kind of scared to talk about Atlanta right now. I'm just being honest right here because I know
Julio means,
is that because the Sixers are about to lose the series?
Huh? Tyler, what was that?
I said, is that because the Sixers are about to lose the series?
Uh-oh.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah. Tyler,
let's not even talk about that. It's a whole other can of worms.
I'm not going there.
I'm right. I'm right.
I love you, bro, but not now.
Tyler's
Tomorrow,
digging it
maybe,
in.
but not now. All right. Last thing, it just came to my mind right here. Is there anyone like that's going to be on the – how am I going to word this? Like, the guys from the practice squad, do you see, like, any of them, like, any unknowns that could make the roster and, like, blemish or blossom? There we go. Into, like, a –
the tackle that we got from Buffalo, that's my pick. That tackle that we got from Buffalo, I think he's got a chance to make this team this year. I do.
Okay.
I think he's got some talent. He's a young kid, and I mean, go look at what his running backs did behind him these last when he was in college. So the proof's in the pudding to me. I think the only reason he went undrafted is because of the school he went to.
What school was that again? I'm drawing a blank.
Buffalo.
University of Buffalo. Yeah.
Ow. All right.
UB.
Yeah. JC, what about you? Is there any guy from the practice squad or anyone that's like you could think blossom?
Well, I mean, hey, we have to go back to the running back position. Killins. Like we need to be dominant on field position, on special teams. And he's like a mini Sproles. He's small, but he's so fast. So I feel like if we could get him somehow on the active roster, our special teams, like field position is so big in this game nowadays. You know what I mean? Hey, all depends where you start your play calling change. So I feel like with Killins, if he can make the team, and my man Tone was right, if I could see him maybe replacing Boston Scott and have an impact on special teams. He's that quick. He's a track star. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even with pads on, he will outrun everybody. Just go check out his highlights. He's that fast. So I feel like special teams, besides our defense, but special teams will have to play a big role this upcoming season in order to set up Jalen Hurts and better field position. So Adrian Killins.
All right. Tyler, you got any?
You know what? I want to talk about a guy. I think there's some potential there, and I'm also going to be a little bit biased because he went to the college that's here in my hometown right now. But I'm going to go with Teron Jackson.
Okay. I was
from
thinking
Coastal Carolina. The guy, I don't know necessarily if he will 100% be able to do it, of course, but I think there's some potential there. The guy's been a decent edge rusher for him while he was in college. I think if he takes the time, maybe try to learn from his fellow football players, on the starting roster, maybe a couple of the rotation players like Josh Sweat. I think there's some potential there.
Okay. All right. Tone, did you say someone? Or am I like blanking out?
What was the question again?
Like anyone, do you see anyone like under the radar that can blossom and make the roster and potentially have a big impact?
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna go with the unsung hero. I'm gonna say my man Marlon Tuipulotu.
Who?
Marlon Tuipulotu.
Defensive
that defense. Okay,
defensive tackle. Marlon.
His name, I just say Marlon T. MT. That's how I go.
My man Marlon Tuipulotu out of USC, D tackle.
Okay.
He's
my
raw.
last name was hard to say.
He's and try saying that 10 times fast. But he's
Tyler,
he's actually one of our least talked about, one of our least favorite draft picks actually. And he has something to prove. He has a chip on his shoulder, and I feel that he has potential to blossom in this defense, especially given the fact that Fletcher Cox may potentially be on the way out, which will move him up the depth chart naturally. I think he has, and then knowing how we take care of our D line, we rotate guys. We don't know what that rotation is going to be quite yet in terms of how many snaps, things of that nature. But we like to rotate guys. So I wouldn't be surprised if Marlon Tuipulotu can get coached up by Rocker, and Rocker turned that man into a showstopper. No pun intended.
Okay. Tyler, did you say someone or?
Yeah, I did.
Who was it again? I'm going. My God, I'm losing it.
Losing
You said
yourself.
Ben Simmons.
No, I said J. John, duh. No, I said Teron Jackson.
Oh, okay.
J-Jaw.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Now, this guy, I know he's been like on the practice squad for like a little bit now. We signed him earlier in a couple months ago, I think. But I see something in him, and that's Nate Meters. Now, I need to do more work on him for the cornerback spot because our cornerback 2, I'm not saying he can go that high, but our cornerbacks, we need like a breakout star, in my opinion. We need a breakout player, and could Nate Meters get there with that right, with the right chance and the right opportunity to do so? So that's my Nate Meters. He just needs to
where it hurts.
Wait, what?
Oh, you didn't see my face?
What?
You'll stay in the VOD.
Oh my God. All right. Jesus Christ. Tyler Anthony.
What
All
you gonna do?
One click.
Do it. No balls.
All right. Bye. He'll be back.
He's out. Tyler's been 86.
All right. So I think that's it. I think we're going to end off on
This
that.
is the perfect name now.
All right.
Oh man.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who came on the stream, who made like I'm gonna shout out Philly Talk Podcast, Philly, Birdman, all these content creators came on, just had a good old time, just chatting it up, and would love to work with you guys again soon. And Tyler, Saturday night, our podcast, Big Play Slay, is going to be our guest. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, just let them know where they can find you. JC, you start.
All right, so I'm on Twitter, IG, under the same name, JC Eagles Talk. So hit me up, with whatever. I do talk more than football. I follow sports. Like, I'm a junkie. I'm not a Sixers fan. I'm a Nets fan, but I guarantee you, I know exactly what happened to the Sixers yesterday. So hit me up.
Sure, for sure.
I mean,
we all
like, yo,
do.
hey,
I'm not gonna go down that road, JC. I'm not gonna go down that road.
So if you want to talk about Sixers and your feelings, Giants, Dallas, you know, and whatever, I'm open to it. You know, IG, you know, Facebook, Twitter, just hit me up there, and please like, subscribe, push your boy channel out. Thank you for being here.
All right, Tone.
As y'all know, my name is Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. You guys, you know how I get down. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, not to just myself, but my man Mitch Kovsky, my man JC EaglesTalk, my man Tyler, my man Philly Foothills, a.k.a. Philly Fuego at the Nest Out West, holding it down on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really appreciate all the love these guys have been spreading. I love the content these guys are doing. I love the energy that's being created right now. So many dope Eagles content creators, so many dope sports content creators, so many dope content creators, not just in the tri-state area, but on the West Coast, you know, down on the South Side, you know, in Canada, you know, just so many dope Eagles content creators holding it down no matter where they are. And I think that's one of the dopest things, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe for more content from myself. And also make sure you guys go check out the Chalk It Up merch shop as well. If you go in any of my videos, the links are available down below in the description if you want to support the channel. I'd be so grateful for that. You guys already know what it is. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. And fly Eagles fly.
All right, and Foothills.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you know who it is. It's Philly Foothills holding it down here in Philadelphia.
I love that.
Hey, you guys.
Yes, sir. AKA Chewbacca, I guess now. But yeah, holding it down out here in Philadelphia. Check me out on the Nest Out West. I'm.
Oh, we lost him.
We lost him.
We lost them, boys.
Listen, my man holding it down in California. I'm gonna hold him down. Like Philadelphia, like he called it, the Nest Out West. Go lock in on my guy, man. That dude is legit. Philly Foothills. My man holding it down in the foothills near Sacramento. He is legit. My man been grinding on the road to 1,000 subs. Go hold my man Philly Foothills down. He is the man. Please disregard the glitch. My man is on the West Coast. You know they hating out there, so they try to
they hating.
You know they try to. You know the internet
because they enter us.
The internet trying to time him out right now, so don't worry about that. Philly Foothills, I'm holding you down, my brother. We got you back, my dog. We got you back. I held you down, bro.
Yeah, he did.
I held you down.
All right, and last but not least,
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Tone. I really do. Yeah, just make sure you guys not only, like Tone said.
Yeah,
Yeah, we lost them again. Hey!
Go ahead.
All right, and last but not least, my brother, who I've known for like how long? 10 years, dude? Over? Under?
4 years now?
It's been longer than that.
4 or 5 years?
It's been longer.
Did you turn off the?
It's been longer. Yeah, go sub to my man Tyler, my co-host for Sports.
All right, hold on. I owe this to Mr. Jock.
What?
Oi, mate. Hello. Welcome to my podcast. Oi, so you want to find me on the YouTubes or the Twitters. You want to top this name right here in the bottom corner, eh? This name right here, it's a Huntsay name, but it's my name, so I love it little.
He said I owe it to Jack Talk.
Tyler, what the?
This is my shout out to Jock. He heard the British accent before, so he goes to British accent again.
I have no idea what that is, but hey.
I don't either. Tyler, you got to do that accent for a podcast Saturday. The whole time.
Boy, you can fuck off, you bloody drugger. I look like a bloody muppet to you, you fucking melon.
Oh.
Okay. Can we stop? I don't want. All right, let's stop.
A little guttural.
Go sub to my guy Tyler. He's one of my best friends in the whole world. He's like my younger brother. And just go sub to him.
Just better looking.
All right, we're going to talk about it. All right, anyways, thank you all for coming. Fly Eagles Fly. Subscribe, hit the like button, hit that notification bell so when I upload and it'll go live, you'll be instantly notified. All right, MK out. See you guys.